Hey Pisces, welcome back to Distilled Tarot. My name's Shannon. I'll be guiding you through today's reading. This is our daily reading for July 27th. Let's see what's going on with Pisces. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing these videos come up in your feed. And a big thank you to those of you who have been commenting and engaging with the videos. You guys are what keeps the channel going, and I am very grateful. Your topic for today's reading is represented by the Knight of Wands. So if this is someone showing up in your world, they are exciting. They represent a new adventure. They are probably flirting with you. This energy can be a big flirt. They just have a general sense of fun about them. They're very passionate about life, and they take action toward the thing that is exciting for them. They tend to keep up the pace of adventure, so they're not typically someone who sticks around for a long time. They're on to the next new thing to conquer, to claim, to explore. So if this is someone showing up in your life, it's a learning experience for you to entangle with this energy and see what comes out of you. What sort of adventure do they lead you on? What sort of decisions do you make regarding how you connect with this person? Now, this could be energy that is manifesting through you, and you're feeling much more exuberant and fun-loving and wanting to go on a spur-of-the-moment road trip, or go try a brand new type of cuisine at a restaurant you've never been to. You're throwing caution to the wind. The challenge is the Wheel of Fortune. I don't get this as a big feeling of an obstacle to overcome. It's more like things are falling in place. This is the absence of an obstacle. I think it's almost like no matter what you do, you can't lose. That's what this feels like. You're overdue for that energy. Okay, there's a small chance that the sense of no matter what I do, I can't lose. You pair that with the Knight of Wands, and that can edge on recklessness. If it were truly problematic, he would have come out in the reverse. That's the shadow expression of the energy. But perhaps the challenge is that it feels like you can do no wrong. You feel invincible, or they do. And lacking a healthy degree of caution could get one into trouble. Let's see what the focus is. Maybe that has nothing to do with the story. Let's see how it goes. What are we focused on? Putting down roots, following rules, upholding the status quo, or looking for a sense of permanence with the hierophant as your focus. Now, it is possible that there's a specific entity that represents hierophant energy to you. This could be a bank, city hall, the federal government, your boss at work, or the company you work for. Some sort of established institution that has rules and regulations. But so far, it would fit the context, in my opinion, for this to be like wanting to temper all of that exuberant excitement, I can do no wrong, with okay, let's have an adventure, but we're also going to check the rule book and see if there are any regulations or permissions we need to get before we do X, Y, and Z. Show me what led up to this in the recent past. Chariot in reverse. This is having your foot on the gas and the brake at the same time. This Knight of Wands energy has been raring to go, and something's been holding it back. Show me the previous challenge. What was the obstacle? Because they're clearly unfettered now. What was standing in his way before? Loss, grief, going through a real spiritual time when it comes to grief and loss and mourning something. Okay. Show me the crowning energy. So, I mean, it's your reading, so it's likely you as the star of this story. And we're talking about, like, you had this desire to have a fun, interesting, adventurous life, but you felt really bogged down by the difficulties that you'd been experiencing. And if that's the case, this is shaping up so far to be a real turning of the tides. Your crowning energy is represented by the Queen of Wands. So continuing with that Wands family theme, the Knight is the one that takes action on their passions. They're charging ahead into the environment to claim, to explore, to do whatever they're motivated to do, to have an adventure, to have fun. Whereas the Queen of Wands is more the feminine expression of Wands, is the attractive element, drawing adventure to her because of the energy she exudes. In a business example, the Knight of Wands would be a door-to-door salesman, and the Queen of Wands would be the advertising executive that creates a tantalizing campaign that draws a lot of eyeballs and customers into the company. So in whatever sense your adventure fits that template, I feel like you are going to incorporate not only this sense of going after the thing that you desire, but also pulling it to you, becoming a strong match for it, maybe rising up into feeling like you really own your passion, your creativity. You feel more desirable, more on fire. I think many times for women and female identifying people, this, or feminine expressing people, I feel like the Queen of Wands is easier to see yourself in this role than the Knight of Wands role. That's at least been my experience in the personal readings that I do. So I think the message with that Queen of Wands showing up as the sort of the highlight of this season in your life is that you're going to feel more like you're attracting good things into your life, things that please you. People are going to find you appealing, and you'll feel better about yourself and more alive because of whatever you're experiencing. In the near future, we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. This could be overcoming temptation or trying things out and deciding you don't like them. Maybe you align yourself with someone a bit of a daredevil streak. And you're like, sure, I'll try rock climbing. Sure, I'll try parasailing. I'll try base jumping. I don't know how adventurous you guys are getting. But this has a bit of thrill-seeking energy with it, because I'm kind of seeing this Wheel of Fortune as like a roulette wheel combo, Ferris wheel. There's this sense of thrilling and transitory energy, like the carnival comes through town and then it leaves. Or like if you go to Vegas, it's not like you are going out playing roulette every single night. It's like you're doing it for 1 or 2 nights and then you're on to the next thing. So that's what I mean by like, it's not an energy that's healthy to stay in perpetually. Your surprise energy is the Six of Swords. Either you or someone that you're connecting with in this story is going to need to get out of their current environment because there's a major problem where they just can't stay, or you just can't stay. I don't think that this causes a separation between you and anyone new. It's not certain that there is a new person in your story. Again, this could all be talking about you. But if there is another person in your story, I don't get that this Six of Swords is like one of you remains and the other person says, you and this environment is toxic and I need to get away from you. It's not that. Whatever this, the past situation, or excuse me, the current situation, nope. Pardon me. Whatever the current situation is that you or another person suddenly needs to exit for, I don't necessarily feel like it's safety reasons, but it's something urgent. There's something urgent comes up and you need to leave, or they need to leave. Okay. The point that I'm trying to make is that the way I'm picking up on this energy is that this is a side story. Let me give an example if this isn't making sense. It would be like you meet someone new, you go out on some dates, you want to spend more time together, and then something unrelated happens in one of your lives. Your next door neighbor punches a hole through the wall and you can no longer live in your current apartment, or the landlord won't make repairs in time, so you're legally allowed to move out and you have to make changes because your current living situation is suddenly untenable. Or your new person's job starts making demands of them that is unethical or illegal activity and they refuse to comply, so they suddenly need to leave their job. It's like unrelated to whatever is going on between you two, but it is kind of all-consuming for whoever is the one that needs to leave. You may help each other, whoever is the one that has this sudden impetus for movement receives help from the other one in getting out safely. Your hopes and fears was represented by Judgment in reverse. You don't want to backslide in some way. You feel like there's a pretty significant risk that you will reconnect with a part of yourself that you would rather not awaken. An old version of you that didn't lead to a very pleasant time in your life. Yeah, I was going to move on, but they're asking me to mention this. The Three of Pentacles in reverse probably indicates that that energy that you don't want to reawaken within yourself had something to do with it was provoked by some group interaction. And so you're trying to avoid like something collaborative or group settings. Something to do with multiple people being involved. This could be like, I don't want to get involved with someone who is like in a co-parenting situation, and so their ex is a very present part of their current daily life. If you are polyamorous, you may not want to enter into any relationships with people who have strong hierarchical relationships, like a priority partner or an anchor partner. Your end result is the Three of Wands, which is being in a state of patiently waiting. You have a plan in place. You've begun to unfold the plan, taking steps toward your goal. And there's going to come a point where there are factors outside of your control that you have to wait and see what happens. It's also a calm expecting of something specific to arrive. I like to give the example of sitting down at a restaurant, ordering a meal, and then you sit, and what is your level of certainty that your meal is coming? It's that sort of like you've booked a ticket to fly to a certain destination, and you firmly believe it's like 99.99% chance you get there, the plane is going to arrive, it's going to be fully staffed, they're going to let you board, you're going to make it through security, the plane will fly safely to your destination, and you will have the trip that you've planned. But all of those things that I've mentioned are those factors that are outside of your control that you have to wait. You have to wait for the day to arrive. You have to wait for the plane to get there. You have to wait for them to tell you you're allowed to board. So extend that metaphor to whatever plans you have going on in your life. What are the factors outside of your control that you are fully expecting to happen, that you have to wait and see and have faith that it actually will? Your energy feels calm at this point in the story. Maybe a little hopeful, a little bit excited, but not overly so. Not like I was feeling at the beginning with this Knight of Wands energy. It's a bit more subdued, a bit more low-key. Your advice. We have the Five of Swords in reverse. Pick your battles. You may not see eye to eye with the people who are currently in your environment on every topic, and you don't have to. You don't have to debate everything and decide who's right and who's wrong. There doesn't have to be a winner or a loser in every situation. If that advice isn't resonating, then it's also possible that you're currently having a disagreement or a debate or an argument with someone that Spirit is saying you really need to resolve this. If you need to suck it up and become more humble, if you need to admit that you might be wrong or offer an apology of any sort, that would be wrapped up in this advice. But that would be only if you feel that's the case. That isn't necessarily what Spirit is saying through the message. The only other thing that I'm getting off of this as I was tapping in there is, how do I want to say that? Stop with the nitpicking, backbiting, criticisms. If you are being overly critical, cut it out. It's not helping. It's not going to create any sort of outcome that you like. So think about what the point of those criticisms would be. If you are being criticized, you need to maybe cut that person out, or insist that they stop. And if they won't, that's like not an energy that you need in your life. So says Spirit. So I'm going to leave it there, Pisces. I hope that helped. Have a great day, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful and you'd like a personal reading, click this link in the description box below and consider becoming a channel member for access to exclusive, members-only readings and live streams.